Some say he was born to do this work. In fact, as a small child, his first words were, "How dare you?" As a proud graduate of Tufts University, he majored in public shaming and minored in combative communications.
Ever wonder what some of the most major names in Hollywood are actually like when the cameras aren't rolling? From temper tantrums no one would have expected to clash with their co-stars, these celebrities have managed to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. You'll learn why one favorite actor got banned from a restaurant, which pop star requires police escort through traffic, and which Hollywood legend refused to attend a close friend's funeral. You might be surprised by some, while others will just confirm what you thought all along. Buckle up to discover a whole new side of your favorite stars, one you never expected. Hollywood stars may seem flawless on screen, but behind the scenes, some are anything but charming. Take Justin Bieber, for example. He's had a string of public outbursts that have left fans questioning his behavior. From snubbing fans in New York to throwing his shoes into a crowd at a concert, what's behind these surprising antics? Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has had several public outbursts over the past few years that have left his fans displeased with his behavior. In 2017, he frustrated his New York City fans when they wanted to take a photo of him approaching in his vehicle. He ignored their requests and drove away. At one of his concerts in Germany, Bieber took off his shoes and threw them into the crowd. Bieber's temper flared again at Toronto Pearson International Airport, where he criticized fans who were asking him for his autograph. After one of them mentioned they had been waiting for hours, Bieber responded, "I'm tired too, you're annoying." One of his bodyguards followed in with a shut up to the group, further cementing the impression that Bieber is quite possibly a jerk. Many have commented that people are fed up with Bieber and his antics. He whines and blows things out of proportion. He's been in the business long enough. He should know better by now. What are your thoughts on Bieber? Now let's turn our attention to another beloved figure who's faced her own share of controversies: Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, known as America's favorite talk show host, actress, producer, author, and media personality, has recently made headlines for all the wrong reasons, with some labeling her one of Hollywood's most controversial figures. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, popularly known as Oprah, is one of America's favorite talk show hosts, an actress, producer, author, and media personality. Oprah is best known for The Oprah Winfrey Show and is majorly associated with philanthropy. Lately, though, she has been in headlines for all the wrong reasons, with some going as far as labeling her one of Hollywood's most controversial figures. That backlash came when Oprah started a relief fund for victims of the Maui wildfires in Hawaii and immediately came under fire regarding her motives. Many felt that instead of begging for donations from commoners, she should have dipped into her multi-million-dollar wealth and her connections with several multimillionaires, many of whom are celebrities. She was even called out by actor Jason Momoa for this relief initiative in a video, drawing even more attention to Oprah. In addition, she has also been criticized for spreading false information about vaccines and inducing autism through her show. Former fans remember negative encounters with Oprah in which she was mean to employees and audiences, bringing more doubt to the public persona. Bill Cosby. Once idolized as America's dad for his starring role in The Cosby Show, it all came crashing down for Bill Cosby when more than 60 women came forward to allege assault and harassment charges against him. Detailed accounts from several decades ago made Cosby's intoxicating and indecently assaulting of his victims public. Among them, the most publicized case filed against him was by Andrea Constand, in which he was convicted in 2018. These allegations were quite shocking, as Cosby depicts the image of a fatherly figure. By 2018, at least more than 60 women had come forward with accusations of harassment against him, in some cases dating back to the 1970s. Cosby was convicted on 3 counts in 2018 and was sentenced to up to 10 years in state prison. Apart from his criminality, Cosby had a loutish side as well. Larry Wilmore also remembered when Cosby treated his mom poorly when she requested an autograph that just showed his not-so-nice character. All these were clear signals of cheating and betraying people's trust in him, which totally undermined the family man image that he was building at the cost of his imprisonment and lingering legal turmoil. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres, known for The Ellen Show, received massive criticism after she stepped out of TV amid controversy. Many have accused her of being one of the most unpleasant people in Hollywood, although she has often preached kindness. Allegations of racism and frequent personal attacks created a toxic work environment where she would allegedly terminate employees if she didn't like the way they smelled and ignored opinions that she didn't agree with. Even comedian Kathy Griffin once stated that Ellen had a mean streak that all Hollywood knows about. Things finally came to a head in 2020 when numerous stories of Ellen's bad behavior leaked to the public. So much so, a Twitter thread even turned up raising $2 for the LA Food Bank for every story that proved Ellen was one of the meanest people alive. Some of the stories that came out were about her trying to fire a waitress because she had a chipped nail, getting people to chew gum because she had a sensitive nose, and firing an autistic bodyguard who only greeted her. The thread raised $600. DeGeneres' behavior reached such an extent that an actor almost got fired for a chipped nail. Since then, DeGeneres has become one of the most controversial figures in Hollywood. When you think of Hollywood icons, you might envision talent and charm, but behind the scenes, some stars display behaviors that leave us questioning their character. Take Tom Cruise, for example. His marriage to Katie Holmes became infamous not just for their love story, but for the strange rules he imposed on her during and after their relationship. Tom Cruise. Many people still love Tom Cruise, though those in Hollywood don't get why. To be honest, neither do we. Cruise has become infamous for placing strange rules on Katie Holmes during and after their marriage. She was not allowed to meet other men outside of their relationship, immediately travel with her daughter, or talk to Nicole Kidman, another one of Cruise's ex-lovers. Cruise also regularly loses his temper in the pulpit, sharing his cult-like beliefs, and more often than not, to an audience that doesn't even care. One more notable instance was when he publicly denounced actress Brooke Shields for taking prescription medication for her postpartum depression. Cruise labeled Shields' decision irresponsible and intimated that it ruined her career. Those comments not only received a lot of flack, but also distanced many fans, especially women, who found his remarks insensitive and dismissive toward mental health issues. His tendency to publicly chastise others contributed to his image as arrogant and unapproachable. What are your thoughts on Tom Cruise? Kindly share them. Let's shift gears to another star with a controversial reputation, Adam Levine. As Maroon 5's lead singer, Levine has had a successful music career, but his offstage reputation tells a different story. Adam Levine. Adam Levine, Maroon 5's lead singer, has had a successful music career, but his offstage reputation tells a different story. He even got a reputation for being obnoxious and scoffing on most interactions in The Voice. In one episode, Levine reportedly quipped he hated Blake Shelton. The room dropped to complete silence, and he kept a straight face. Levine's crude humor and disrespect for colleagues have not helped the perception of him by other people within the industry. This has not only strained his professional relationships, but also tarnished his public image as a musician and television personality. While he may have tasted musical success, Adam Levine has often been tagged as one of the worst guys in Hollywood, a title that has stuck by him throughout his career. Ariana Grande. Grande's rudeness has been so notorious that users on social media got together and put up videos of her bad behavior while interacting with other celebrities, staff members, fans, and others. Grande's rude behavior during visits to Universal and Disney parks has been reported by several media publications. A user on Reddit described it further. "Everyone I know that has met her said she is horrible, mainly toward women and elderly people." Ariana was also rude to staff there and even spat on several people. Her behavior was utterly evil. She was 22 years old at the time, and an interview taken from the shop owner was pathetic. One of Ariana Grande's most notorious controversies was when she licked donuts in a store and matter-of-factly said, "I hate America." Grande was also called out for being unprofessional when she performed her very first concert in Korea back in 2017. In 2014, she broke a little fan's heart when the story was retold in the words of a father of a child who was mad on behalf of his daughter. The father claims Grande snubbed his daughter during a meet-and-greet event on the sidelines of the VMA Music Awards. Kanye West. Kanye West being on this list is not surprising at all. He is regularly featured on the list of the most difficult celebrities in Hollywood. Whether he is insulting other celebrities or just the people that he works with, Kanye tends to say whatever comes to his mind most bluntly and rudely possible. However, one of his most notorious moments came when the rapper invaded the stage, snatched the microphone from Taylor Swift at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards, and declared that the prize was rightfully Beyoncé's. The incident was so outrageous that even Barack Obama referred to him as a jackass. Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell is a supermodel who has made a name in the fashion industry for being high maintenance. There have been numerous accounts of how Naomi Campbell treats her staff terribly, including drivers and housekeepers. She attacked a police officer at Heathrow Airport and was sentenced to community service, besides a fine. One of the most publicized incidents was the reported throwing of a phone at a housekeeper. She was charged with assault. Despite being a supermodel, Campbell has always been plagued by legal issues, with various reports giving her personality a question mark. It is scandals that continue to weigh her down in the public eye. What is your take on the reputation of this supermodel? Your comments are welcome. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp has a reputation for being volatile. There are several stories about his altercations with people on set. In City of Lies, he was sued twice for allegedly hitting a location manager. What could a location manager possibly do to deserve not one but two punches? Apparently, there is quite a lot in Johnny Depp's mind. In 1994, Depp completely trashed a hotel room and tried to blame it on an animal. He ultimately had to pay $10,000 in damages. Lola Gordini even called him out for verbal abuse, stating that immediately after a scene cut, Depp approached her, pointed in her face, and yelled, "Who the hell do you think you are? Shut up! I'm trying to give my lines and you're standing here wasting my time, moron. Are you amused by my lines? Shut up! That's the only thing you're good for, which is shutting up. Your silence is the only thing that should be in this film." Former staffers have said Depp thinks he doesn't have to memorize his lines anymore, which is wholly the responsibility of the actor. This might partially be because of his extensive work with Tim Burton, but that is absolutely no excuse not to live up to the potential of other directors who have clearly worked very hard on their movies. What do you think about this actor? Jared Leto. Oscar and Golden Globe-winning actor Jared Leto has apparently built up a rather terrible reputation with fans. Although his acting tends to be well received, many fans have come forward, saying they've had less than pleasant interactions with him. Once, a concert attendee of 30 Seconds to Mars said that Leto and his band would often ignore the fans completely during autograph signings. If he was complimented on his work, he responded back rudely. Further, during the shooting of Suicide Squad, Leto was said to have increased tension among the cast members by sending strange gifts. At one time, he sent a dead rat to Margot Robbie and a package to Will Smith containing bullets, anal beads, and used His attitude toward his fans has also made them lean away from him because he gets angry and hostile with them. Some even say that Leto is mean to women. He uses them for his needs and then lets them go. A thread from Reddit got deep into detailed stories with a number of claims that he only targeted underage girls. Well, such behavior certainly places him among the biggest Hollywood jerks. What do you think about this actor? Feel free to share your opinion. Has Jared Leto crossed the line, or is this just another day in showbiz? We'd love to hear your opinions. Behind the glitzy facade of Hollywood, some stars are more villain than hero. Just ask Toby Maguire, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who apparently forgot that charm is part of the job. Instead of signing autographs, he's been known to throw tantrums, firing staff for minor offenses, and even pulling stunts at poker games that would make a villain proud. Toby Maguire. Toby Maguire, best known for playing Spider-Man, is very different in real life. Fans have often tried to approach him for a photo or an autograph, but reportedly Maguire gets angry. He has even gotten some of the staff fired. He is also notorious for being cheap, even in highly intense poker games he regularly attended. The poker host, Molly Bloom, once labeled Maguire her worst guest. One night, Maguire was chatting with a cocktail waitress when he decided she was making too much money. Instead of giving her a tip, he told her to bark like a seal, wanting fish to earn $1,000. When she laughed it off, he insisted. One casting director said, "He's literally the biggest monster you'll ever meet on set." People were warned to avoid eye contact, and he insisted that everyone call him Tugboat Maguire or Tugboat P. "You can't make this stuff up, and we wish we could forget it." Rihanna. Rihanna, one of the top pop music artists, has also managed to gain a reputation for being among the most evil characters in Hollywood. Though she is celebrated as an exceptional singer, actress, and businesswoman, there have been endless complaints about Rihanna being diva-like and having temper issues with her fans. Several sources have claimed she tries to avoid talking to her staff and often ignores them. Rihanna is very demanding when it comes to the dressing rooms. The dressing should contain a couch that needs to be long and wide so that at any moment she feels sleepy, she sleeps on that couch. The couch must have leopard print pillows so that she can sleep on them comfortably. The floor should be cleaned so that she can walk barefoot at any time. One of the incidents that got a lot of public outcry was when she cyberbullied a girl publicly on Twitter for wearing an Alexandre Vauthier-inspired outfit to a gala event. In response, many fans lashed out at her, labeling her a rude and arrogant celebrity. Rihanna is known to be quite demanding and lists out crazy demands. Julia Roberts, at one point in time considered America's sweetheart after her rise to fame in Pretty Woman, has seen that image tarnished through real-life reports of bad behavior. While her bright smile captured box offices in Hollywood, a growing number within the industry began to share a darker side with her. On the set of Hook, Steven Spielberg's 1991 version of Peter Pan, Roberts acquired a diva reputation, being always locked up in her trailer, coming late onto shoots, and never apologizing for it. Her on-set behavior was so extremely irritating that she was nicknamed Tinker Hell by the cast and crew. As a matter of fact, Roberts' sister claimed that her ego and fame ruined their sistership. It seems she doesn't spare anyone from her bratty behavior, even those close to her. And the bad behavior stories don't end there. According to I Love Trouble co-star Nick Nolte, the two had to shoot scenes separately with body doubles because of how much they disliked one another. All these snobbish behaviors have tainted Roberts' once wholesome image. Where those stories have spread, they have gradually changed Roberts from a beloved star into a celebrity reputation for being difficult. James Corden. James Corden, British comedian and host of the show The Late Late Show with James Corden, has also been in the news for being among Hollywood's biggest jerks because of complaints about bad behavior. As per Redditors, Corden has been called out for entitled behavior that even extends to yelling at and mistreating staff. One of these incidents involved his getting aggressive and threatening when a friend asked him to tone down. He was banned in 2022 from a New York restaurant for being the most abusive customer they had dealt with in 25 years. He later apologized, but reports of similar incidents still appear, such as yelling at a young waiter in another restaurant. He has also been constantly called out for being disrespectful to other cultures and being racist, more often than not, towards Asians. He introduced members of the band BTS as unusual guests to the United Nations General Assembly and made a couple of mockery comments about the BTS army, sparking international outrage. What's your take on James Corden's off-screen behavior? Do these incidents surprise you, or were they what you expected? Share your thoughts on the British comedian's reputation in Hollywood. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez has amassed millions of followers from her multifaceted career. Still, away from her Jenny from the Block persona, numerous sources suggest that her personality is a far cry from that. Those close to the star have spoken out, saying Lopez has a reputation for refusing to interact with service industry workers. It was confirmed by one flight attendant who remembered the time when Lopez just turned him off and told her assistant to order drinks for her instead of doing it herself. She is also notorious for never tipping anyone serving her. Once in Las Vegas, a restaurant manager claimed that Ben Affleck gave a very generous tip to the server, but after seeing it, Lopez got up and instantly snatched that money away from the server. As a result, many find her really rude and unpleasant. With all her talent, J.Lo surely managed to make a few people angry due to her star behavior. Once, she made a list of 250 demands, including strict requirements for the hallway outside of her dressing room. She went further and requested an entire hotel floor with a different service staff for her alone. Kiefer Sutherland. While we all look up to Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland's personality off-screen is completely different. The Canadian actor and musician is recognized for his numerous awards in his role in 24, which won an Emmy, a Golden Globe, 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and 2 Satellite Awards. However, he has been arrested several times in Los Angeles for DUIs, having failed to pass both sobriety tests and coming in over the legal blood alcohol limit. This came with a sentence of 48 days in jail. Setting aside his legal issues, Sutherland does not really enjoy the best reputation among his peers. Freddie Prinze Jr. once called working with Sutherland deeply unprofessional when the two were on 24, claiming it was a fairly nightmarish experience and nearly making him quit acting. Others who have worked with him say similarly unfavorable things about him as a professional. After hearing about Sutherland's off-screen antics, are you surprised? Or is it just what you'd expect from a Hollywood star? Share your perspective. Megan Fox. Megan Fox, an actress known for her roles in Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was well acclaimed at the beginning of her career. However, she was promptly replaced in Transformers, making her one of Hollywood's biggest troublemakers. Fox's feud with the film Transformers began when, in 2009, she referred to the director Michael Bay as a tyrant and Hitler. The remark caused an immense fallout, during which Bay said that producer Steven Spielberg had asked him to fire her on the spot, though Spielberg later denied that. Fox was eventually replaced in the third Transformers film. The crew working on Transformers wrote an open letter strongly rebuking Fox's actions as not only ungrateful, but also unprofessional in any context. Bay condemned the tone of the letter but did not refute just how hard it had been working with Fox. If you think Megan Fox's Hollywood troubles were dramatic, wait until you hear about Lady Gaga's backstage antics. This pop sensation might dazzle with her music and style, but behind the curtain, she's been embroiled in her own controversies that would make even the fiercest diva blush. Lady Gaga. Since bursting onto the scene with her album The Fame back in 2008, Lady Gaga has grown to be an icon in the world of pop music, especially because of her bold style and creative talents. However, that is not the description given to her by her former personal assistant, Jennifer O'Neill. He sued Gaga over claims that she breached his personal space, forcing him to sleep in her bed and attend to every one of her whims whenever night fell. But if the huge earnings she raked in were not enough, Gaga was also being sued for wages owed. O'Neill also sued Gaga for $350,000 in unpaid overtime, citing that she was forced to work around the clock from early 2009 as Gaga's assistant until March 2011. She was promised a $75,000 annual salary, but when the contract ended, Gaga never upheld the promise. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller has captured many families' hearts with his starring roles in box office hits such as Meet the Parents and Zoolander. Off-camera, word on the street about his behavior is not all that appealing. People claim he can be quite demanding, even to the point of having an outburst where he supposedly threw a script in anger at the Academy Awards. He has also been accused of having his assistant make unreasonable demands for him, such as standing and holding a parking space to prevent anyone else from parking there, or complaining if there are too many ice cubes in his drinks. In one story, Stiller allegedly went berserk because his Diet Coke didn't have precisely 2 ice cubes. One Reddit user claimed he'd worked on the set of Tropic Thunder and said that Stiller was mean to everyone around him. He told a story of how Stiller had fired an employee because he claimed there wasn't enough sugar in his coffee. It would appear that Stiller is quite overly particular about his drinks. Such actions have caused some fans to see him as a jerk. How does this story change your view on Ben Stiller? Do you still admire their work, or has your opinion shifted? We're curious to hear your thoughts. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was once a darling, but oh, how things change. It was discovered that he was a jerk, and not even his fame could keep him from public criticism. In 2006, Gibson was arrested for drunk driving, and his anti-Semitic remarks got him into very hot water. Sadly, his poor behavior certainly didn't stop there. It was only the beginning. In 2001, Gibson had a physical altercation in which he got angry at a bar and was disrespectful to a fan. It is certainly no secret to the world that he is also extremely sexual, which became apparent in a 1995 interview. Even Stephen Colbert reported that Gibson was very unapologetic, and the list goes on. Things took a criminal turn in 2010 when he made a series of threatening phone calls to his ex-wife, musician Oksana Grigorieva. He was slapped with a restraining order and was forbidden from contacting either Grigorieva or their daughter. Russell Crowe. With an Oscar and 2 Golden Globes among many other awards, Russell Crowe is a talent on the screen, but he is also infamous for his inflated ego, making him one of the most controversial stars in Hollywood. Crowe never hesitates to attack his colleagues. He once referred to George Clooney as useless and a wannabe Frank Sinatra, creating unnecessary feuds. There are a whole bunch of stories about Crowe, but let's focus on the set of the film Gladiator. Crowe would give the producer a 3 a.m. call just to yell at him, threatening to beat him up with his bare hands. Why did he do that? It was revealed Crowe was furious because DreamWorks underpaid one of his assistants. Noble as it is to stand up for your subordinates, you are not going to win any concessions by threatening to take someone's life. Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera has been an adored superstar in music, film, and TV for years. Unfortunately, it seems she has become a casualty of the disrespect that has infected Tinseltown. Sad, but hardly out of the ordinary. For one, the celebrity simply won't put up with traffic congestion to get to a show, often requesting police escort to thin the traffic when needed. But that's not all. The 2-time mother wants her dressing room stocked with her favorite cheeses and lots of chewable multivitamins. In the early 2000s, Aguilera ticked a lot of people off with her frequently poor comments about fellow artists Mariah Carey, Britney Spears, and Pink. Her bad behavior didn't end when her pop ended. She is known to be cold and standoffish with people, from interviewers to her fans. Cameron Diaz. Don't ask Cameron Diaz for an autograph, you'll regret it. Ranked as one of the lousiest stars to approach, not only will she flat out say no, but she will also take it a step further and lecture fans as to why asking for autographs is foolish. As if no wasn't bad enough, you'll also get scolded by someone acting like they're your mother. There are ways to decline without being a jerk. One time at Drew Barrymore's party, Diaz was chain-smoking throughout the night. Guests said she wouldn't even share a cigarette with people, which was very rude for her to do. In 2014, on a New York premiere with Jason Segel, many fans recognized Diaz, pinning her down to take pictures with the idol. But instead of sharing their excitement, Diaz told them, "If I agree to take a picture with you, I'll have to take pictures with everyone else. That's not possible." Then she quickly walked away, leaving fans shaking their heads in disappointment at her celebrity attitude. Just when you thought Cameron Diaz was the worst to approach, enter Sandra Bullock, whose on-screen charm might just mask a darker side. While fans adore her roles, behind the scenes, Her attitude could leave even the most loyal supporters reeling. Sandra Bullock. Those who know her outside of the camera-friendly Sandra Bullock say she isn't sweet at all. Not signing an autograph is one thing. No celebrity ever has a right to use abusive language on their fans. Once, a disabled veteran asked her for an autograph. She instead used abusive language on him and covered her face. From her ex-husband Jesse James to many others, several have come out with not-so-pleasant stories about Bullock. James, who infamously cheated on Bullock, said in an interview that he did so because he felt inferior to her, claiming she controlled his every move. Does knowing this about Sandra Bullock affect how you see them on screen? Do they still rank among your favorites? Or is this behavior too much to ignore? William Shatner. William Shatner's Comedy Central roast was fun because it presented the stars with an opportunity to let loose pent-up frustrations toward Hollywood's renowned diva. As it happens, while shooting Star Trek, everybody hated Shatner. Most of his friends hate him mainly because of his bad behavior toward everyone. He earned the nickname Captain Jerk for a reason, as he also did not attend Leonard Nimoy's funeral. It was said that at conventions, fans and co-stars endured his horrible attitude. Once, Denise Crosby, who played Tasha Yar in Star Trek, claimed that whenever she tried to answer a question, he yelled at her. Watching how he treated other members of the cast doesn't lend one much respect towards him. As for the pesky fans, he won't have to worry about them much longer, as his bad behavior seems to be chasing away any fans bold enough to stick around. What are your thoughts on these celebrities? Do any of them surprise you, or is there someone you'd add to the list? Drop your comments below and share your take. Thanks for watching.